media. We have heard a lot about Fabinho, and today we are talking about why is Liverpool's Fabinho underrated. Jack Wilshere hit the headlines this week with a bold and frankly bizarre claim that West Ham's Declan Rice is a better player than Liverpool's own Fabinho. In case you missed it, this is how the terrible take started, and it reads as follows. Tell me a better DMF than Declan Rice right now. Can't think of anyone who can do what Dec can. And when Liverpool's own Fabinho was put forward to, the response was, Fabinho doesn't have the presence Dec has. Dec can do everything he can and more. Well, for the avoidance of doubt, he's referring to the footballer, not the TV personality. Not only did this assertion highlight a tendency to overhype English players within the media, but a failure to recognize the Brazilians' importance to both a title-winning and a chasing side. Granted, Wilshere isn't the first professional to venture into the Little Englander territory. Steven Gerrard once compared Joey Cole to Messi. We can only presume that miscalculation was forgotten by the decision makers at Aston Villa. Well, there is also no denying Rice's quality. Indeed, the stats back that up. Well, here is the content. A head-to comparison of the two midfielders show their similarities and show spare Wilshere from outright ridicule. Both make an average of 1.7 interceptions per game. Both make upwards of 50 passes a match, with Rice edging the completion rate with 91% to 87%. While Fabinho wins more aerial duels with 1.7 to 1, but completes fewer tackles with 1.6 to 2.3. Crucially, the pair have each applied in excess of 300 pressures this season, winning the ball back from their respective sides 33% of the time. Well, numbers alone, however, don't tell the whole story. As with this, all things in the football context must be applied. Fabinho plays in a side that both win more and enjoy far greater possession. As such, there is less need for him to display those traits synonymously with an all-action TM. He barely broke a sweat, for example, in 6-0 trouncing of the Leeds that saw Liverpool complete just 8 tackles all game. Rice has seldom afforded that luxury. He has also been freed up to become more of a box-to-box midfielder this term, hence his 4 assists to Fabinho's 1. Truthfully, the Londoner has evolved from holding player. This is certainly the case in club level. Fabinho could just as easily make the same transition, but has the likes of Thiago and Naby Keita to progress the play. Well, in a results business, the Liverpool man can point to a win percentage approaching 74% in the Premier League this year, underpinned by 13 clean sheets. However, Rice, on the other hand, while enjoying an impressive season at West Ham, has only registered a win-off ratio of 48%, comprising 7 clean sheets. Now, what is the takeaway? Both are excellent players, but increasingly different ones operating at different levels. Now, here is the media's role playing a major role here. The biggest question is why the rush is to hype one and seemingly forget the other. Wilshere is not alone in this regard, following a late equalizer against Kidderminster Harriers. Yes, I'm talking about Kidderminster. In the FA Cup, Danny Murphy compared Rice to Gerrard himself. Now, if you take exception to Wilshere's comments, you must surely be calling for prison sentences in the other 3 cases. Well, the likeable Rice will likely depart West Ham this summer and is doing so take his game to the next level. To speak of him in the same breath as the best English middle fielder of the last 25 years, though, is absurd and heaps undue pressure on the youngster still making his way in the game. Well, it is an effect that sets up him to fail, a poisonous trap so often laid by the English press. Not that we care about the England here in our Liverpool bubble. Indeed, the outcry following Wilshere's tweet, which has now drawn somewhat about 1,000 plus comments, was born out of frustration for Fabinho, who is too readily overlooked. Indeed, for every Leeds at home, there is a must-win game where the risk and reward approach hinges on Fabinho's discipline and ability to sense danger, well, something he does expertly. Well, in a desperate bid to chase down Manchester City, no quarter can be given, and losing their midfield linchpin would be equally damaging to Liverpool as an injury to one of Mo Salah or Virgil van Dijk. Well, this was all about today's news. Stay with us. We shall bring you more such interesting topics to talk about. This is Aparna Singh reporting for iScope Media.